People send me on Instagram.
Oh, when is
To be honest, my phone is all the way over there.
Anybody's here to
You gotta get it really in the
Is
report.
this?
Like it does.
So she didn't have enough.
That's coming.
Baby.
So welcome back.
So introduce yourself.
Okay.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yakeria and today we'll be doing our posse round 2 interview. This is.
What's up, guys? I'm Regan. Yeah.
Nakia. Aileen.
I'm done.
I'm Kennedy.
Yeah. So we got your questions from Instagram. There's only 8, and it's all about the.
You didn't have to tell them. It's only 8.
There's only 6 of us right now, but I promise we're a full 10.
So yeah, we have more than half of our posse here. So now we have 7.
You have to pull a bit more.
Also, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? My name's Austin Thomas. I'm a part of the College of Wooster football team. I'm number 46. Yeah, that way.
Hi, my name is Aileen. I am part of the Wooster Posse 12.
Yeah, that's us.
12.
That way.
I'm Kennedy. I'm also a part of this posse.
Everybody's posse.
I know.
I think we're all a part of this posse.
Oh. All
Wait,
right.
are we doing
Wait, did we start it all the way over or no?
This is Donald.
Yeah, that one.
That's Yakeria. That's Regan. Nakia.
Okay.
Are we starting or are we waiting on Malik?
No, we're
starting.
Just
starting.
go. He's
I got it.
I told him to run faster. He's not
So-
running faster, obviously.
The first question is, how did posse impact us?
They
They
gave
gave
me
us full
money
tuition.
to go to school.
He gave us an opportunity.
And they gave us
Otherwise,
they gave us a support system.
Oh yeah.
Period.
If you're not, a lot of people are in some of the similar position where like, yes, posse is good for money, but like you have other options in schools that will pay for you to go to them. So the biggest benefit for posse, like for me, is the fact that I have a support network. It's basically like networking, but they've already done the work for you. So like you've networked for the rest of your life at this point, and we do leadership training constantly. We're like overly prepared to be here. And they're always bothering us, making sure we're okay.
Yeah.
It's not just about the money.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Preach.
Also, real quick, our posse just happens to be a lot of minorities, but like posses look all different shades.
Yeah.
And this is not for need-based or for minorities. We just happen to be very colorful
Yeah, we're
over
just
here.
Yeah, Kennedy
We're
learned
bossy.
that the way on the way
We're
through.
just cool.
Bossy -1.
Well, we all learned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No.
Nah, she hit that on the
If
spot.
you could change one thing about it, what would it be? I'm guessing about posse.
I have one thing. Shut up, Regan.
Okay, go.
Anyways,
She raised
one thing, we do like weekly meetings, and then you have bi-weekly meetings with your posse advisor once you get here. I don't think we need to see somebody that many times in the same month. I feel like if we just had like one meeting per month, it
Even
would-
if your advisor's chill.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. One meeting.
like, I understand you want to make sure we're okay.
What's wrong with you? I know, like.
Are you saying one-on-one meeting?
I
or
think-
what?
Yeah,
one-on-one meeting.
Yeah,
One
one-on-one
one-on-one meeting
per month.
per month, but then keep the regular meetings are okay because you don't know what everybody's doing on a weekly basis.
True.
So,
Preach.
but one-on-ones,
Yeah. Like that kid that had a demon inside of him in the horror movie.
I think there should be more like bio or like chemistry-based internships that Posse does, because it seems like it's mostly just business and like computer science.
Also preach.
let them know.
I will say, at least for Posse Atlanta, they're trying to fix that. It's just that we never have enough people to sign up to go to those things because we saw that with Deloitte. So
Yeah.
they're trying their hardest, and I think
And Deloitte was
Sherry's got
great.
our back.
Yeah, what happened with Deloitte?
Nothing happened with Deloitte. It's just, I mean, not a lot of people showed up, but the program was great. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
food, swag, and we learned. So,
Yeah. And we got speakers.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Sherry,
back
you
to
raised
us.
your hand?
No, I sneezed.
Did you reach your
So, for the second round interview, the question is, what objects should you bring?
Go ahead.
Okay, so you know those varsity letter jackets? I was too poor to afford that, so I just had the letter for it.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Is that
You
what
just-
you actually brought? You brought letters?
When did you get the letter if you didn't just check it? Oh my
Yeah, we
god.
get our letters.
I don't like
first.
this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
you
the
had to
letters
buy the
first and then
Yeah, you get the letter
That's
first.
so sad.
So I had the letter, but like since I didn't have the jacket, like I would just put my pins and like my awards on it. So that's what I took to my second interview, and I was like, well, yeah. So this is just like my little awards that I've gotten over the years because I really want to change my school and like my community, and like me being involved has really like, you know, as you can see here, I'm really involved. It's like,
You have to sell yourself.
That's
Yeah.
don't
good.
cut yourself short, bro.
Yeah.
They asked me like, they're like, how would your friends describe yourself? And I was like, ambitious. And like they were like, what? And I was like, but like not in a bad way, like ambitious. Like if I want it, I get it. Like I will do whatever it takes to get what I want.
Are you saying ambitious or vicious?
Ambitious.
Vicious too, maybe you can.
What did I wrote? Oh, I wrote a narrative that I wrote based on a situation.
Loser.
Okay, somebody else though. Mine.
Okay, I'll go. I brought.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, I brought a volleyball. And I brought my knee pad, and my knee pad for volleyball because I remember just saying, you know, like volleyball is one of those things that you do as a team, and I feel like Posse, we can be a team. I said some good stuff that day. I can't really remember everything, but that's the gist of it. Like just like I had my volleyball team in high school, I want to have my Posse team in college, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I got these boys, so yeah.
And like, don't be fake. Like,
Yeah.
don't bring something that doesn't meaningful to you.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you can bring something, but like, it has to have some meaning to you. And like, Posse can see that like you're being fake.
What did you bring,
Yeah,
Ross?
they can.
What did I bring?
Yeah.
I brought a frisbee that had all the original like the graduating class's signatures on it. So I started an ultimate frisbee team on my at my school, and like it on the frisbee it had all the signatures of the first graduating class of that program. So I was just like, it's just the passing of the torch, like they passing the torch down to me, and now it's my job to take over the team. I love you, Teddy.
Oh, that's dope.
Kennedy.
By the way, I had my hand raised so I wouldn't forget my question.
Okay.
So come for me.
Period.
I brought sunflowers. Sunflowers make me happy. I like being happy. Also, sunflowers, like the middle of them, a certain like type of them, it's actually a bunch of little flowers making up one big flower. And I was like, I feel like this represents me because I'm only a conglomeration of all my experiences and the people I've been around to build me to be this person. Thank you.
Period.
Big brain over here.
Yes.
But also, my interviewer didn't really care about my object until like the very end. He was like, oh, I see you brought something.
Who was your interviewer?
I had Nick.
I did
And Nick was very intimidating for me personally because he was so chill and so unbothered. And I'm over here with a nervous twitch in my face.
The king has arrived.
Yeah. Oh, someone's going to be
Yes,
sitting there
Malik.
writing down every single thing you say furiously. They're going to
Yes,
fill the
Malik.
page. Every single thing you say. Do not lie.
Yes, and then they gave
They
it
will
to
write
us
it word
at
for word.
Posse workshop. Do y'all remember?
Ever.
Introduce yourself. Wait, let him introduce.
What's up? My name Malik.
Malik Moore
Posse Scholar here at the
from Mississippi.
Wooster Posse 12.
Are we all doing our objects?
Well, you don't have to.
Objects?
We're on question
What did you
number
bring
3.
to your interview?
Oh, I brought a vision board.
Oh, what?
A lot of people have done that.
Oh, Omar brought his
Poster
vision board.
with,
I saw that on YouTube.
whole bunch of like visions that you see. Yeah.
What?
I thought you wanted to tell me.
No, the Taylor.
Oh, just really bring anything that has any kind of sentimental value or
How long
Any-
did you
relation to like any type of talent you have, or really just anything with sentimental value. I couldn't bring what I wanted to bring because it's too big. I just
Sorry.
brought
It's important. Go ahead.
I just brought pictures of the different canvases that I've done over the years. That's, yeah.
You can really bring anything. I had a friend who brought her Brita filter.
Yeah.
I was like,
As
that's
long as it
her.
means something.
Someone brought a rock. If you can make it fit, make it fit.
Yeah.
Well, honey.
Send it in the volume.
It's a story, yeah.
What can you do to prepare for the second round interview? I didn't prepare.
Just
for
show up. Bring
Right.
yourself.
Just be yourself.
Bring yourself.
I mean, in every
Iron your clothes.
Yeah, look good.
Yeah,
it. Be vulnerable.
business.
Bro, being for real, bro, like research the schools.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's what they're gonna do at the beginning. Ask you to like.
Rank them.
Rank
Yeah.
them.
And they're gonna
You
go
need
like
to be
They're gonna ask you why
Research
you feel like
everything.
you fit into.
Yeah.
What you can bring to
Hold
the
on,
school.
everybody pause.
Know the
Pause for a
president
second.
too.
Pause for a second.
It's a bug.
I knocked it off.
You act like you can't stop it.
Why are you talking to her like this right now? I don't like
She's
it.
being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous.
Oh my god.
It's a bug. It's a bug.
World star.
It's a
World
bug.
star.
I hear thunder.
This is why I don't like you.
Oh! This is the first time.
We're starving. You guys caught it on camera.
Oh my god, come sit down, Austin. Everybody sit back
You're not even a
down.
friend. Bro, we can
Hey, where
score.
y'all get pizza from?
First generation. The question is, what are they looking for?
What does that have to do with
They're-
sitting down?
They're looking for the real you and how you can fit in with other people.
I don't get along with none of you.
Watch your mouth.
It's a family friendly channel.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
family channel.
You can't be what they're looking
They're
for.
going
You
to
can't-
college. Hold up.
Shut
How is it a
up.
friendly channel? They're going to college. Like,
You can't make yourself into something you're not. Posse is genuinely like a social experiment, okay? So they are putting together people who they think are gonna vibe. You can be the most amazing person ever. You can have started like 3 businesses. You can volunteer since you were like 2 years old. But if they don't think in their little posse minds that you're going to fit with a group of people, they're not going to pick you. Because you know what? It's a social experiment. Like, I love Posse, but you can't force yourself to be anything, because even if you did, you would hate Posse because you wouldn't get along with the people you're with. So all you can do to prepare is look yourself in the mirror and be like, I got this, they need me, I don't need them, and just go be your best self, okay? Because no one knows you better than you,
Word.
period.
Period.
How do you stand out from everyone else? Do you really stand out from everyone else?
Yes, everyone
I don't-
stands out.
I don't
mean,
think I stand out.
Well,
just have to
obviously
be
the
good.
10 of us were better
Literally,
than
it's just
17,000.
basically the exact same answers.
Damn.
We are
Just
better than
genuinely
17,000 people.
That's why I don't.
I don't think we're better. I just think we were noticed more. You know what I'm
Nathia
saying?
wants to talk.
But speak up, bro.
I
I
Just let me talk.
was. Good lord.
7:15.
You can't sit in the front.
I got a meeting at
Sit in the
7:30.
front.
I got dinner.
Come on.
You know your
Anyways,
Go ahead, Nathia.
I'm sorry.
it's basically the same answer as like the previous two. As long as you're your genuine self.
Boy, I look good, bro. Come on, bro. Alright, next question. We understand.
What questions do they ask? Aileen?
Oh, I got y'all.
Oh, that's smart, bro.
I
Y'all put
have-
the questions on the board and read them off like
Why you
that.
gotta tell them?
We can cut
Oh, I
that
didn't
out.
even read that.
Exactly, bro. I was like, what?
Yo, it was on it the whole time.
Okay, I'm ready.
Shit's crazy.
So these are a few of the questions. They're not exactly the questions, but like they're kind of like, you know, because we might get sued. Who knows? But like this is what we remember.
What questions do they ask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rank your top 3 schools.
Yeah, they do accept.
What do you feel
What
like you can
community
bring to
did-
Posse?
Okay, I
Where
thought I
do
was
you see
doing the
yourself in
questions.
like 5
I
years?
thought Aileen was doing the question.
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you
really
feel like you
confused
can
right
bring to campus?
What community did you be?
Why should you receive the Posse scholarship and not the person who just walked out?
Oh, a really big
They
question.
asked you.
A really big question they ask is, if your number one school that's not a Posse school I don't know. You know something
Are
like
you
that?
comfortable?
How
Yeah.
do you feel about early decision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but is that a good question?
Do it.
What?
Okay, if your
What
number
else
one
you
school,
got?
if your number one school gave you a full ride and Posse, and you also got Posse, would you choose your number one school over Posse
They
and
didn't
why?
ask me
Yeah,
that.
they asked me that. Okay, what was I saying?
You were saying what questions?
What
did they
qualities should you look for in school?
Okay, tell them about the grade thing.
Okay, if you have any questionable grades or like bad grades in like your course history or whatever, when you get to the interview, don't be surprised if they're like, hey, what happened in Miss So-and-so's class, junior year, why'd you get a C in algebra or whatever? And you're gonna have to explain that and talk about why you're better or why that happened, you know?
And they also ask, what's your weakness?
Yeah.
And that's it.
And what'd you say?
I said I'm not very patient with people.
I always say, if you're gonna say your weakness, say how you overcame that weakness. Don't just leave them with
See,
your
look at
weakness.
you. All you trying to snap.
I said my weakness is that I don't think I have any weaknesses.
Hey.
That's funny.
All right, let's close it
Okay.
out.
What
Oh,
qualities?
never mind.
What qualities should you look for
I'm
in
kind of hungry.
your major?
That's a good question.
No, it's not. Whoever asked
Yeah,
that
they
is dumb.
choose your school, bro. Like,
We gotta
Bro,
tell them what qualities
qualities
should you look for
Bro,
in the school.
location.
Yo, okay, they,
bro, they don't know this already. They not getting
Location.
passport.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know
Okay.
this. They not getting
location, population, student to teacher ratio, and that's it. That's all. That's
Bro,
all.
Size of
Your
the
Because one
major.
more thing to look for in a
Do
school
what you
while
want.
you're applying.
Exactly, like what do you look for in any other school?
Do they have your
It's not
major?
different from
Is
Boston.
it big or not? All that type of stuff. That's it.
Yo, we actually love each other. This is just a bad time.
She's gonna.
This is a bad time.
Everybody got
We
so hungry.
hangry.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Y'all should get the chocolate milkshake. It's not too
Alright,
bad.
but-
I got a paper due tomorrow.
I still have to do check.
Okay, that's the
I
end
have
of
a
this
chemistry
video.
midterm tomorrow.
You
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
we
to
have a chemistry
chill.
class.
I have
Like-
I have a
Bye,
chemistry
guys.
midterm
Comment.
tomorrow.
Comment more questions.
Smart questions.
People ask these questions.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Alright.
Bro.
Does that say low battery?
Low battery.
Yeah, good time, baby.
All right, great. Good job, guys.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
I remember Nick's face when I said that.